name is Shannon Cutts. I'm an animal sensitive and intuitive, an animal communicator, if you will, and a Reiki master practitioner with animallovelanguages.com. And I am honored and delighted to serve as your mentor, guide, and cheerleader for this short and fun exploration into the fine art of interspecies communication. Why take this journey with me? So many reasons. Because you can, for starters. Maybe because you have an animal in your life whom you love, or maybe even many animals you adore. Because you are an animal yourself, a human animal. Or maybe because your intuition just said, do this, and you have learned enough to trust its guidance. Or maybe it was because you saw the title of this seminar and you got curious. You started to wonder. That led to imagining, what if animal communication is real? What if you too can talk to animals? Bookmark that thought. We will return to it later. But right now, what I want you to know is that by the time our brief adventure together ends, you will be talking with an actual animal. And in fact, you likely are already receiving messages from animals. You just don't realize it yet. Here are just a few of the many ways my students often discover they are already picking up intuitive communications from other species. And there are many more examples where these come from. For example, do you sometimes just look over at your animal and you ask them questions like, what are you smiling about? Or why are you looking at me like that? Have you ever just found yourself walking over to one of your houseplants to water it without first checking to verify that it needs water? Do you ever feel like spending time in nature is as important as breathing to you? And if you can't get this nature time, your whole life starts to somehow feel constricted and just exhausting? Or have you ever felt sad and disconnected from all of the rest of life going on around you? Like being a human animal on this planet somehow sets you apart or separates you from all the other species who live here? Have you ever even caught yourself wishing you could change species because it seems like being a dog or a cat or a horse or a parrot or a reptile would just be so much cooler, so much more authentic? Or do you find yourself worrying about the mess we human animals seem to be making of this planet and find that you deeply, deeply wish you could do something to help? Or have you ever perhaps stopped to rescue some small creature, maybe a tree frog or a tiny insect, who clearly needed help and was simply going unnoticed by the rest of your species as they rushed on by? If any or all of this resonates, you are most likely deeply intuitive. Perhaps you're also highly sensitive, or maybe you are even a bona fide empath. And you are most definitely already dialed into the universal language of all species that connects us all together. But what is this universal language of all species? What does that mean? And how come you've maybe never even heard of it until now? This language is a sensory language that works through your empathy channel. Now, what is empathy? That's one of those words that we hear and we all think we know, and yet when we go to define it, it kind of somehow words escape us.